basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance, reminding you that when you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome to Midnight Madness.
I look at Midnight Madness for the novice as the gateway drug to the festival experience.
Midnight Madness, Midnight Madness, Midnight Madness, yeah.
Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it, the Midnight Madness. You're gonna get it.
And now the Midnight Madness Show. Here's your host, the DJ Doctor.
Well, hello everybody. It's Mark, the DJ Doctor. Welcome to another Midnight Madness Show in beautiful downtown, no rain, Manchester, Tennessee.
That's right.
It seems like every time we do one of these shows, we get thunderstorms or what we used to say tornadic Tuesdays because it always rained or thunderstormed. And today it's a beautiful sunny day outside. I went out and worked on my tan today.
Nice. It shows.
Just from my knees and my ankles. That's it. That's all I'm tanning. Trying to even up. I got that farmer tan working. So to my left is the one and the only, the Colorado kid, Steve. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good tonight.
Doing good tonight?
Tonight. Tomorrow? And the
Tomorrow's
next day.
another thing. Okay. Well, we want to say hey to all of our affiliates out there. We want to say hello to Chris at heatfmradio.com out there in New York City. Hello, Chris. And then we want to say hello to Alabama Jams based out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Beautiful neck of the woods. We were just kind of down there over the weekend. Nice. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. I want to say hi to my daughter, Holly. I got to see my daughter, Holly, first time in about a year. Got to go up there and visit. Wow. Had a great time. So Hollywood, love you. Give my granddaughter Amelia a big hug. And then to the other side of the family down here in Manchester, to Rebecca, the Velvet One, as we call her. And she's got Catherine with her tonight. So love you guys. I'll see you shortly. Brian, did I delay enough time where you can?
You did.
You got all the buttons pushed?
Yeah,
okay.
I
just tried
to push galore now.
I stretch it out so you can get all the buttons pushed. You know, Brian used to get criticized because it was like a 50-second intro, and people were like, why does it take so long? And Brian's like, I've got radio stations to put up on the air. You got 10 different Facebooks to go to, website, all that stuff. So I just learned to delay it a little bit and let Brian do his magic. So you doing okay, Brian?
I'm doing great. I'm just happy for our guest we got tonight.
I am
always
too.
play
I'm excited.
favorites, and that's illegal on radio. But we love breaking laws, don't we?
We you're not supposed to tell people who your favorites are, but we have about a handful that are like our favorites, and Johnny's one of them. So yeah, but don't tell nobody, Johnny. It's just between us, okay? Just family. Yeah, we don't want anyone else to get mad.
We had the mute button on for that.
We had the mute button on. Now we're going to go live right now. So
well, I forgot to push that one.
Well, let's go ahead and start the show off here. I did not realize this until Dallas told. Brian, did you realize it's 1 year ago today when we had Johnny Collier on the show?
I did not realize. I mean, I was looking at a date the other day, but I didn't really. It didn't click with me. I didn't either. I didn't know exactly though.
Yep, June 16th of last year, we had Johnny Collier on the show, and I think that was my first time I got to meet Johnny. Was that right? That was the first time I got to meet Johnny. I've been hearing about Johnny forever because of Brian. So we finally got to meet Johnny in person. He's been on our station for a while. I've seen him on YouTube and stuff on Facebook. But to get to meet Johnny, so it's our 1 year anniversary. If I'd have known that, I'd have baked a cake. Steve said he would have helped you eat it too.
Eat it, right.
I'm on a diet, so I'm not supposed to eat that stuff. I still have lost 50 pounds, so I'm hanging in there. So. Let's jump right to it. Well, folks, obviously we let the cat out of the bag. We have Johnny Collier with us tonight. How you doing, Johnny? I tell you what, you've been a busy young man lately. This whole COVID thing, it's supposed to slow people down, and for some reason, I don't think it really slowed you down much. You seem like you were still out there doing things.
Yeah, I think we had 70-something shows.
Yeah.
Even though we had COVID, but in September, we had 13 or 14 shows in the month. I don't know how that happened, then it dropped back off to 1 or 2 a month from there. But we always had a little something going on, which is good.
But it's great. Now, we ran across you a couple of times. You were at the Polk Salad Festival. We got to meet you there. Well, that was a beginning of a hot day, too.
It was. We were right out straight in the sunshine, but it started cooling off that evening, and we made it all right. Had a good turnout for it, and had a great time there. That's the second time I've done the Polk Salad Festival over the years.
And then you did the Rally at the River. Now, I did not know. They've done that, 19 years? You've been 18 of those?
Yes.
18 times you played that. Wow. Missed year 3. Wow. That's crazy. That's cool, though.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of St. Jude's Children's Hospital and drove by it a lot. And I know a lot of people that's had young children helped by that organization. I believe in it. I always have.
It was a great event. You did a masterful job playing. And Brian and I are both thankful that we got invited to help try to cover that. So anything we can do, obviously we'd like to try to help that out. But let's not keep people waiting. Let's go ahead and bust into a song, and then let's start going through your list of things going on, because you've been a busy guy and you got some new stuff coming up.
We do. Here's one of the songs that's been released right here for a second time here lately. It's called Honey for Hire. I drive a pickup truck with a box on the back. Working for myself, nobody keeping track over where I go and who I talk to, or how long it takes me to do what I do. I'm a honey for hire, baby, can I work for you? I got a universal hammer, I can fix anything, from a leaky old faucet to a pretty little broken thing. No job is too tough, no job is too small. Whatever you need, I come running when you call. I'm a honey for hire, baby, can I work for you? No matter what you need, no, I'm the one to call. If it takes all night, I really don't mind at all. I can mow your grass, change your flat tire, turn up the heat or put out your fire. I'm a honey for hire, baby, can I work for you? You know, I used to punch the clock working for the other man, until I realized what I could do with my two hands. I don't ask about the pay, I just get up and go. I'm doing really well from the benefits alone. Hey, honey, for hire, honey, can I work for you? No matter what you need, you know I'm the one to call. If it takes all night, I really don't mind at all. I can mow your grass, change your flat tire, turn up the heat or put out your fire. I'm a honey for hire, baby, can I work for you? I'm a honey for hire, baby, can I work for you? I'm a honey for hire, honey, can I work for you? There must be something I can do.
Just right out of the gate, doesn't he? Just right out of the gate.
Right.
Well, Johnny, it's so nice to have you back.
It feels good to be here.
Yeah, I know we went through kind of hecking back, and again, you had a limited schedule in 2020, but 2021 is looking great. You got a new album out. But let's talk about, individual recognition and band recognition here. You're up for a few awards now for the 7th Annual Josie Awards. You want to kind of run us down what things you've been nominated for?
Yeah, it kind of surprised me there. We got a letter and I think an email notification, and I thought, dang, and wound up that I'm nominated for 4 awards. I think it's Song of the Year for Honey for Hire, Artist of the Year, we just found out, Album of the Year, yeah, Entertainer of the Year. We just found that out last weekend, and they just kept coming in. I was shocked, really.
So, Entertainer of the Year crosses both male and female, and then your Artist of the Year is the male countryside.
Yes.
So you're up for 4 major events.
Yes.
Man, now you're going to find that out. When does that happen? That's June.
It's September.
September. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So. Boy, just anxiety on that, don't they?
Yeah, they used to have it we're having it every year at the Ryman Auditorium, and they moved it. Dolly Parton built a new theater, which they say is better than the Ryman, but it was built after that. So they moved that to Sevierville, Tennessee, in her building. So it's going to be a really great place.
That's pretty cool. Now, are you going to perform that night? Do you know, or are you just?
I'm not sure yet. We haven't found that out yet.
It's cool.
See, you need to perform, because usually when they perform, that's who wins. You just walk out there. Even if they don't ask you to perform, just take your guitar and just say, "I'm going to play the song here real quick." Just do it right at the beginning. Just take it from a tip there. But no, you do a great job. Now, Johnny, you've got a co-writer in the building with you here tonight.
I do. I got my buddy Keith Owens here with me. He's been in Nashville today working on some things, and he texted me earlier this morning. And said he was wanting to come by here, and he did. Nice. I'm glad he showed up.
Now, what songs did you guys collaborate on?
Let's see.
He's over there just.
I'm trying to remember. Did we write "Love Me for Who I Am" together? This Old Driveway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just a few Outlaws. I thought there was another one or two. I don't know if I recorded them or not, but yes, Hellraising 4-Wheel Drive. It's a brand new song that's just got recorded in Nashville. Mr. Rick Webb recorded that here just a few weeks ago.
Nice.
Let's not this is going to get away from us, so we don't keep the same moving. Let's not waste any more time. Why don't you pop another song on real fast? Which one would you like to do? You're going to do one off your new album, the Love Me for Who I Am?
Yes, we'll do that right now. That is the title of my new album, by the way, also.
The title track.
I'd tear down the sky for you. What others think, I don't give a damn. As long as I know that you would love me for who I am. Could you love me for who I am? If the money and the parties went away, it came to an end of our plans, would you have lots of good things to say about me? Would you love me for who I am? Could you love me for who I am? Yes, other lovers I've had a few, and when things were good, they held my hand. So forgive me when I ask you, would you love me for who I am? Could you love me for who I am? Yes, other lovers I've had a few, and when things were good, they held my hand. So forgive me when I ask you, could you love me for who I am? Would you love me for who I am? Oh, could you, girl?
Title track off his album. The cool part is you just released a music video for that, what, a month ago?
Yeah.
About a month ago.
Maybe just a little less than a month ago.
Where was it shot at?
It was shot at my home. We thought about this location, that location. We got to looking at the trees down my driveway and all that, and the front porch, and so that's what we came up with, and it turned out great. So far, all comments have been positive.
That's good.
That's great.
Yep, and all the videos it's sent in. Yep. So we're just waiting for more good news.
How long did it take you to do the video?
A couple of days, and then they, I don't know how long they spent, maybe a week on editing.
Okay. That's cool. Videos are always kind of fascinating, how you write the song and how I may interpret it or how Steve interprets it is always kind of cool, but when you do a video and you kind of encompass kind of all our feelings, I think that's pretty neat looking. Because we can always interpret a song differently.
Yeah, you never know. I've talked to people like little children to adults in different states, and you never know what you're going to hear.
Right.
You know, they all get the point, but you never know how they're going to take your videos or your songs.
Yeah, yeah. And again, we all can interpret it a little different. I think that's what's. I'm old school, so we get all the Beatles and Led Zeppelin stuff that people are still talking today, going, well, it means this. Well, maybe to you it meant that. But when you sing about childhood memories and family memories, we just kind of adopted in our own family, which is going to be obviously different than yours and different from Steve's. So I think it's cool how we can interpretate videos as well as songs, and we just mold them into our life. So that's cool. I love your songs. Have always been that way, Johnny. Since I've been hearing you, even long before we met you a year ago today. I can see the video in my head when you sing. You're very descriptive. Have you always been that way as a songwriter? How old were you when you started writing songs?
I was probably when I was a teenager. I started playing around with writing some songs. I started playing guitar, I think, when I was 10.
Okay.
And then as I got to be a teenager, I thought, well, I might try this or that. And I didn't hang on to that then, but when I got to be an adult in my mid to late 20s, that's when I started getting into writing. And then in my 30s, I think, is when I really started to get the point of it and had everything come together. But you talked about visualizing and seeing the videos or seeing it play out. I always had to see that song in my mind, whether it was some song on the radio or whatever. But if I couldn't connect with it and see it happening in my mind, it didn't make sense to me.
Right.
And so all of my songs are the same way. It has to make sense to me, or I don't feel like it will make sense to anyone else.
Well, unfortunately, though, there's a lot of songs out there that are like what you're talking about, where yes. I can't right. connect with what the songwriter or the artist is saying. So then me being a musician, I try to go to something like, wow, great guitar work, great drum work in there. But I just kind of miss out on the whole point of the song. But when someone like yourself, they can write a song to go, man, I can walk down your front porch and walk down your sidewalk and see the trees.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden it's real to me. Now, whether my driveway is the same as yours, it don't matter. I can still visualize that, and that's pretty cool.
You got a couple hedges in there, right?
I got like one dead rose bush at the end of the driveway. It's cool to me.
It throws you in a song, you know.
Yeah, it's a brilliant song. There's a songwriter we know, but he wrote Concrete Angel, and he was talking about going back to his grandmother's house, and at his grandmother's house, there was always this little statue of a concrete angel on the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
I can still see that in my head. I never saw the video. I could, right. But it's just such a good song, and your songs are just like that. I like that. Let's just keep this thing rolling. You've got an album that came out in early 2020, but of course we know how 2020 all went.
Yeah.
So it's still brand new to us. You want to pick another one off the album? You want to try another one?
Sure.
Or you got something else you want to?
Yeah, I can do another one off that. This next song is. I wrote this with a man named Doug Morgan a few years ago, and I never did anything with it. And then I decided to put it on this new album, and the name of it is "I Got This." I'd always heard that saying my entire life.
I've heard you do this live, and I really like this one.
I like the title.
I never was one to follow the rules. Always had something better to do. Ask anybody, they'll tell you the same. Soon as they hear my name, I know Mama sure had it rough. Good thing my daddy was there to be tough. I had her crying on many nights. He always told her it would be alright. Said, I got this under control. I got this, I won't let go. I got this, I got just what you need. Have a little faith in me. I got this. I'm not too proud of some things I've done, but what you do if they can't be undone? I guess I'm lucky just to be alive. You don't know that when you're living high, it sure feels good coming home. I never straightened out on my own. They wouldn't have me back, I was ready to bet. When I showed up, all Daddy said was, I got this
under control. I got this, I won't let go. I got this, I got just what you need. Have a little faith in me. I got this. I got a call late last night. Said it's your daddy, son, and something ain't right. You better get here as fast as you can. They're calling on the family. What I felt, I couldn't say. Couldn't find the words, I just started to pray. I talked to Jesus like a long-lost friend. He opened up his arms and he took me in and said, I got this under control. I got this, I won't let go. I got this, I got just what you need. Have a little faith in me. I got this. I got this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I think we got to see him do that live now twice in a couple of months span. So
nice.
I really like that one out live. That's a good tune.
Appreciate it.
Again, this is all off your new album, Love Me For Who I Am. And again, it just debuted back in January 2020, but it's kind of like a brand new year. So it's like a new album to us.
Mm-hmm.
So I got some stats here. That's pretty cool. Like the album, Love Me For Who I Am. This didn't even look right, Johnny, when I looked at this. It has earned over 300,000 streams.
It has, and it's climbing, still climbing. It's really been played on the internet. I'm shocked, but I'm grateful for it. 200,000
streams on Spotify alone.
Yeah, it's really been good for us.
You got this, don't you?
Got this. Yeah. Wow, that is just way cool. That was Steve. Steve came in with that one. I should just do a little drum fill there. And then, just because we said it doesn't mean that you go, take our word for it. Go jump on Spotify. Now, I'm going to sit here and tell you, you can download and stream these anywhere. You're on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Google Play, and Pandora. Other than that, you're really hard to find. He's everywhere. If you want to purchase that and get the CD, or you can also go on his website, which is real simple, guys, johnnycollier.com. Just like the way it is. Now, what about your social media? Do you have a Facebook page too?
I do. I have a I have a Facebook page and a Facebook profile as well, and it's just Johnny Collier Music. Johnny Collier Music is the page.
Okay.
And then just Johnny Collier is the profile.
Okay.
And we're on Twitter, Instagram, just everything you can think of digital media. We are connected with it. YouTube page.
You've got not just music, but you got merchandise too out there. You have a nice shirt. It's funny. I have to say this. Dallas pointed. No, 4. We have 4 nice shirts. I have to say it's funny. We were going through some old pictures, and we're going to try to put them on this TV behind us here someday. Stuff that has done in our short 9-year life as a radio station. One of them was Brian sitting behind like the very first antiquated sound system video production thing we've ever had with the Johnny Collier shirt on. I saw that last night and said, wow, how fitting is that? That was really cool. But and then I've got one of your shirts. But you got 4 to choose from now.
We do. I think the tour shirt, the old original shirt, we have discontinued that. It is, but we have people asked about that shirt constantly still. It was a great look to it. But we sold it, and we finally moved on, and we've got a new shirt out now with the album name of it on it and a picture of me that's really starting to take off. And we have a Johnny Collier T-shirt that's got like sparkly writing in the name across the front, and that's really been a big shirt for us.
That's cool.
So we've done really well. And I don't remember what the other shirts have on them, but we got them. But that's the main ones that people ask for and buy.
They just got to go to your website to see that, johnnycollier.com.
That's right. Go to johnnycollier.com or come to a live show. We have them everywhere we go.
Yep. let's just quickly recap the weekend here real fast. Give Johnny a second to take a break. We ended up having 5 events over 3 days. We did a couple of Musicians Corner, 3 of them actually, Musicians Corner. We did Rally at the River. And then we did the local and as well as Commodore Grill. So we were busy. But Johnny was at Rally at the River for his 18th appearance out of 19 years there.
Wow.
Very nice setup. Thank God they were in the trees.
Yeah, we were very lucky. It's a great place to be. It's hot out there, but it's not like being in direct sunlight.
Oh, yeah. That the first event we were at with you, you were in no shade. You were in a parking lot. You guys rocked it. You acted like the heat wasn't even around. But I think it was a little hotter Saturday. The trees wouldn't have been there. It would have been rough. But you had people moving and dancing and singing along with you.
They seem to really enjoy the show, and that's always what you want to see as an entertainer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think that's kind of your fault then. If they enjoy the show and they're singing and they're dancing, that's kind of your fault.
Yeah,
you got to take the blame for that.
I'll take the blame for it.
There you go.
But he's sitting in air conditioning right now.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Let's touch on this. We did it a little bit a year ago today. It just doesn't seem right. You're a medical miracle. You're a miracle walking that.
I am.
I don't know what the percentage was, but not a lot of people walk away from what you did.
No, it's very few, and I had a lot larger aneurysm than most people have. Most of the time, if it's the size of your little finger, the end of your thumb, that's large. But mine was the size of my wife's fist in the center of my brain. It was. Never knew I had it. Just all at once, I woke up. For 2 days, I had severe headaches, and I could speak, but I couldn't make sense. I would say a blue duck crossed a chicken a while ago or whatever.
Should have wrote a song on that one, huh?
Yeah, I had no telling what it would have been like, but my head hurt so bad I could barely open my eyes. And anyway, my wife carried me to the hospital, and they said, he's got an aneurysm. He needs to go to Birmingham. So they put me on a helicopter and flew me out straight away. They kept me for 21 days there, and things just, it looked really bad. They didn't expect me to live, and told her that, but everything started coming together, and they figured out how to operate, and here I am.
Now,
it's amazing.
We're here in June of 2021. This just happened in April of 2018. This is not long ago. This is
not very long ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you're outperforming. Now, it has had some effects and some toll on you. You get a little tired sometimes, which I've been like, man, I'd be sleeping all day long, I think. But I think one thing we want to walk away with this is, thank God you were strong and walked through it. But tell us the story you did the first time you were here, about how music might have actually helped save your life through this. Talk about your brain capacity because of music, being able to use both sides of your brain might have helped you a little bit.
I know the doctor said he had only seen one other case as bad as mine, and it was a man that had the aneurysm, and he came out of it, and he was a mathematician. And then my wife told him, said, well, Johnny's a musician. He said, that's almost exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Because in math and music, you use your entire brain when you operate.
Right.
And my brain was so healthy, he said, that they done a test on it, and he brought the computer in there and showed us, and lights was lighting up and firing all through my brain. And he was excited, and look at this, look at that. She didn't know what she was looking at. He said, well, it's just a miracle, that he's not brain dead.
Right.
And so then all the surgeons and everybody in the hospital got excited with that. So they just kept working on it, done 3 surgeries, and they sent me home later, and I remember bits and pieces of being there, just a piece of this, piece of that. Some of it, a lot of it, I can't remember at all. And I felt like crap. And they said it's going to be a while before you feel like getting off that couch. And they were right. And they said just don't get in a hurry, don't push anything. So I laid there for a month or 2, and
wow.
And I finally decided to pick the guitar up, and I played 10 minutes, and that's it, and I put it back down. But I saw that I could still play, and I picked it up again a week later or so, and started singing a little bit. And I thought, well, I can play and sing, so that's good. And then I put it back down and picked it back up again and started trying to see what I needed to do. And I found out there were 7 or 8 songs, just various new and older songs that I didn't remember one single word to. They were just gone.
Wow.
So I sat down and relearned those and went through my entire show. And I done my first show after my aneurysm operation was for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital right at the river. And I went there and I done 30 minutes, and it like to wiped me completely out. I was shaking and just, it was hot and I was out of energy, and I made it, but just barely. But that told me and showed me then that I was capable of it. I just had to watch myself, and so I eased back into it. And
nice.
Then I had one of the biggest years the year after that I've ever had. And so I was tough enough to make it back into the business. And I was really tired at the end of that year. And I told my wife one day, I said, I know it's not probably the thing you want to think about, but I'll really be glad when this year's over because I need a rest. And then COVID struck.
Yeah.
Prayers answered, huh?
Yeah.
They were.
Two things out of that whole story is, one, how strong you were to fight back, and determination on your part, and two, you couldn't do it without the loving of your wife and family around you and help to support. So
that's correct. My wife took care of everything, and you just don't find people like that.
Yeah.
It's bad to say it, but so many times I've known so many instances over the years that once one of the couple gets sick, the other will take advantage of them financially, or they run off and leave that person,
right,
and go to California or something. So I've known of a lot of bad instances, but I've got a good one, and she made the difference.
She does all right, doesn't she?
She does all
right. She's a good
right.
one. Dallas is wonderful. More people need to have managers like Dallas. So we just need to clone Dallas. I can tell you how to make money real fast. Just clone Dallas. And have her go on there and book and work with other artists. They'll pay you highly for it.
Those 3D Xerox machines.
Yeah, but you can't make a copy of a copy though, because it's just a little slightly off from being good. Let's go ahead and jump back into the music scene. We're getting hammered on here, Johnny, with people jumping on watching. So let's not disappoint. They don't want to hear me talk. They want to hear you play. What, you going to play something off the new album, or you want to do something off an old one?
Yeah, this is off the new album as well. This song, I worked for a Nashville publisher for several years, and he had retired and was running a machine business. And we were driving home one evening, close to dark, and we were coming through a little town in Tennessee. And he pointed over there and said, "Turn in here if you don't care." So I turned into the convenience store, and he said, "Well, it's right here. It's this cemetery right here." I turned in. He said, "My wife is buried here, and I want to look at her grave." So
oh, wow.
I stopped, and he got out, and he picked up a couple pieces of trash and straightened the flowers on the headstone, and he stood there and I guess said a prayer maybe, but he came back in the car and sat down next to me and for a couple of seconds, and he turned and looked at me. He said, if you're up here sometime and you want to, I'd be all right with it if you want to stop and put a flower on her grave.
That's cool.
And it wasn't long, the song idea came to me, and that's where it came from. A man can make $1 million, but that won't buy him love. It's a feeling no amount of money can touch. Of all the worldly treasures, nothing here can measure. If you put a flower on my grave, a rose or a daisy from the mother of my babies, the most important mark on this old world I've made. Of all the worldly treasures, nothing here can measure. If you put a flower on my grave, when I take my final ride in that long black limousine, you're standing there as all of our friends leave. I'd know there was a reason I was put here on this place. If you put a flower on my grave, a rose or daisy from the mother of my babies, the most important mark on this old world I've made. Of all the worldly treasures, nothing here can measure. If you put a flower on my grave.
Yeah, great song.
Thank you.
Beautiful. We got a lot of new listeners since the last time you've been on, Johnny.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's nice to see that we keep increasing and people are. Yeah, I think because of the COVID thing, people had to go virtual, so it sent them back to all the different social medias and stuff like that. So in a way, it kind of helped us, in an odd, weird way. But so since we got new people on there, I don't want to be redundant, but let's just kind of go back. Where's home for you? Where were you originally born?
I was born in Buchanan, Michigan, and then I can't remember.
So you're a Yankee with an accent.
My mother carried me in a couple of weeks back home to Missouri, and that's where I grew up, in the Boot Hill of Missouri, Arkansas, Missouri, and Tennessee. And I grew up there, and then I moved to Alabama in October 16th of 79.
Okay.
And I've been there ever since. I liked it, and people had an even more Southern accent than what I already had, and I fell right in and really got a Southern accent after being there. But I like Alabama really well, and I'm going to stay there, I reckon, the rest of my days. But I've traveled almost the entire United States, and I've been to Germany and France as well.
Wow.
And there's no place I've found that I like better than home, so I think I'm going to stay there.
Stay right there. That's cool.
Go away and visit, but come right back.
Well, I know you're like a local legend there. Everybody seems to know who Johnny Collier is.
Most people do.
Yep. I don't know what event we were at every single time. Johnny was out there shaking hands with everybody. And the cool thing about you, Johnny, is you're very approachable. Shakes everybody's hands, talks to everybody.
I just grew up in the country, way out in the country, and didn't have anything, and I just always looked at it like everybody's important. It doesn't matter what job you work, what car you drive, everybody's somebody.
Can't we make that the new slogan this year instead of all this crap people come up with? Can't we make that everyone's important? Everybody's somebody?
Everybody's somebody. Let's do that.
Let's get a T-shirt on there.
I like that.
Let's get a T-shirt made, and you write a song, and I'll sell the T-shirts and you sell the songs.
All right, we'll do it.
Everybody's somebody, but I think that's the slogan we need to have.
That sounds like a new one.
What got you into the music side? What got you going? You said you were playing around 10 years of age. What got you doing that?
I just had always wanted a guitar. And I wanted a piano to start with, but
we didn't have enough money to buy a piano, and so I got a guitar, and it was busted and wasn't anywhere to carry anyone to get it fixed. So then my grandmother bought me one that I could play. Mm-hmm. And so I started playing that, but I had one uncle that played guitar and played fiddle and sang, so I would go to his house. When I was a kid, they were called musicals. Everybody showed up at somebody's house, and one guy might have a piece of a deer roast, next guy had a few pieces of fish, and next guy had something else. So you put it all together and you had a meal,
Yeah.
So the women would go start cooking the meal, and all the men would gather around in chairs and start playing. And I didn't see a system then, but now I do. When you were the better ones, you sat in the front of the chairs, and the worse you played, you sat at the back of the chairs.
Yeah.
So I started in the back and worked my way to the front. And that's how I really got started playing. And as I was a teenager, I've got a cousin named Robert Hicks that lives there in Missouri, and he's a banjo player. Mm-hmm. And then a buddy of ours, an older man named Charlie Wheeling, that's dead and gone now, he was a great fiddle player. And we formed a 3-piece band, and we went to the festivals and fairs and different things and beauty pageants, and we would play live music for them. And that's how we got started playing out. And then as I grew up, I started playing in bands. My best friend's daddy, Ronnie Davis, had a band, and he owned a nightclub. So I started playing there, and that's when I really got a taste of it. And I knew that's really what I wanted to do. So I worked day jobs and all that, but my mind was always ready for nighttime to be there where I could go have fun, And so that's how I got started. And then I moved to Alabama, and there were so many people recording there, and a lot of people from there. And Barry Beckett came through there and recorded for a long time, and Charlie Daniels, Roy Orbison, and on and on and on, Oak Ridge Boys. And it was just a lot of musicians there that I got introduced to, and different kinds of music. And so that's when I really started developing my own band and my own sound, and started playing local shows, and I started touring and all that, and it just one thing led to another.
That's pretty cool. I love how beginnings happen. Love how it starts, where the sparks start. So, and then learning the process, how you mature through the years.
Yes.
We all start out wide-eyed, like very cool. This is neat, and then somewhere down the line, either you drop off and you go and doing some other job, or you really get bit by the bug and you go, no, I can't stop this. Music is my life.
That's
I
right.
got to stay with this.
You
one way or another.
Really get serious about it or give it up.
Yep.
And it'll come to that with everyone. And you may have a time. Music, people think that music, same way as acting, it's always on top. That is not true. It doesn't matter how many awards you have won, or whatever. You're going to have some down times in your career. It's just how it works. And I was watching Michael Douglas on TV.
Wow, there's a name I haven't heard in years.
He's had a lot of big hit movies, and they asked him, said, well, and then all of a sudden it was like 10 years, but since his last big movie, and I thought, my God, I never thought about it, but it has.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to tell you something that people don't realize. He said, I played in little nightclubs that seated 80 people, 50 people, and maybe 125 people. He said, but you got to get out and pay your bills. Doesn't matter when your last movie was. And that 10 years ago, he said, it's almost financially, almost as if it didn't happen. You got to get out and reinvent yourself and move on.
Yep.
But he told it exactly like it was, and it was a great, great thing to hear someone like him say that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he comes from old Hollywood money, Dad made about $1.5 billion worth of money, and you go, what movies did Kirk play in? And almost 90% of the people will say Spartacus. Everyone will say Spartacus, but he's been in a lot more movies than that.
War Wagon with John Wayne, and just a lot of movies.
Yeah, but that's cool, and you're absolutely right. But it's something you got to stay and work on and reinvent yourself. If you're not, then you're just going to get left behind. And I don't want to play the same stuff. We've done that with cover bands too. When I played in cover bands, I don't want to play the same song all the time. That's now, right. If I'm Skinnerd, Sweet Home Alabama, you're going to play every night for the rest of your life. It's just going to happen. Yeah, especially in Alabama. Yeah. But, you got to reinvent yourself as a player, as a musician, as a songwriter. You got to challenge yourself. So we need to get back into, we got time probably for one more song. Let me see here. It's 7:48 our time now. One more song, and then we'll kind of wrap up, again, some highlights of what's going on with this album, and we'll call it a night for you. What would you like to close with?
I'd like to close with this song. This is a song that went #1 for me. It's an independent song across the world. And I have had emails and letters and texts from people that I don't know from different countries, and I don't know how they heard the song.
Right.
But it's called You're Never Really Famous. 1, 2, 3. I've seen my name in lights where not many came at all. I played the crowded beer joints where it wasn't up at all. Doesn't matter where you sit or who makes the call, you're never really famous till you make the bathroom wall. They misspelled it on the marquee, they've completely left it off. I've signed t-shirts, skin and records, Lord knows I've done it all. On a bad night I get the credit, but when it's good, they take it all. You're never really famous till you make the bathroom wall. In some highfalutin places, they don't remember me at all. But I'm there under fresh paint. Yes, you'll see me when it peels off. What counts is the thought, hey, I should be honored just to make a stall. You're never really famous till you make the bathroom wall. They misspelled it on the marquee, they've completely left it off. I've signed t-shirts, skin and records, Lord knows I've done it all. Well, on a bad night I get the credit, but when it's good they take it all. You're never really famous till you make the bathroom wall. What counts is the thought, hell, I should be honored just to make a stall. 'Cause you're never really famous until you make the bathroom wall.
Johnny Collier, everybody.
Yeah, thank you much.
Again, we got some cheat sheets here, and it shows that song was nominated for a Hollywood Music and Media Award in 2020.
Yes.
Was revealed as the winner out of 9 nominees.
Yeah.
1 out of 9, and you took it.
Thank you much.
That was your first major music award.
It was. I got a letter that said Hollywood, California on it, and I thought, somebody must have sent this the wrong address. And it had my name on it, so I opened it up and read it, and I thought, man, I didn't even know Hollywood was aware of Johnny Collier, but I'm glad they know me.
Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? That song also, Never Really Famous, celebrated 12 weeks at #1 in the World Indie Country Music Charts and was then voted the #1 song in 2020 on the Top 100 Countdown.
Yes.
And the second stall.
Yeah.
In the second stall, yeah. Isn't that wild? Did you ever dream that song as you were writing that's like, this might be my launching song?
I did not. I knew it was a good song when I had written it, and all the radio DJs everywhere, they would laugh and, this is way this is y'all did. Everybody loves that song.
Yeah.
So I knew I had a good song. I just didn't know how many people would get into it. But I've been so happy that they like it. You know?
Well, that's really cool. Again, it paints pictures. Now, being in a bathroom stall is not a pretty picture for me to paint, but it does put you in the right frame of mind. But, it's just so down to earth. It's a realistic song. I like that.
It's as country as it's going to get.
Yeah. To me, country is, I don't want to get cards and letters here from people, but if I do, who cares? Country, it should be able to happen to anybody.
Yes.
It shouldn't be, where I'm going to check you for ticks or Grandpa drove a semi. They could be good songs, but I think country is, if it didn't happen to you, it could happen to you. Or it might have happened to somebody that you know.
You're exactly right.
I think that's what country is.
It always happens to someone else.
Yeah, hopefully most of it happens to somebody else and you're just on the outside. But I think that's what true country music has always meant to me. I mean, I can see it happening to me. It may have happened to me, or it's happened to my friends. That's as real as it gets.
I agree. To me, it's about life.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it happened to you, your next door neighbor. It's just real. It doesn't get any more realistic than that.
Yep. And if it's got a good hook, then it's stuck in your head the rest of the day.
That's right.
We're going to have to call it the night, Johnny. Why don't we just go ahead and book this a year from today? Dallas, why don't we just go ahead and,
sure.
This time we'll bring a cake and we'll sit down and eat it.
But you have to remind us about the cake, too.
Send me an email on the cake. But again, you can find Johnny's merchandise. You can find his stuff on JohnnyCollier.com. And again, he's on everything, people. Download or stream iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Google Play, Pandora, all the above.
Man, you got this too.
I think he might even have a MySpace account. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not sure.
I used to.
Yeah, I think we all did back in the day. That was the gem back then. Good luck with your album, Love Me For Who I Am.
Thank you very much.
It seems to be doing well for you. You got, I don't know, you played 5 songs, but it looks like you got 12 on the album.
Yes.
So I just would like to hear just a few Outlaws, but we'll have to wait to see you do that one live.
Yeah, we'll have to do that one later.
That sounds good. Johnny, thank you for being a part of the family again.
Thank y'all for having me.
We appreciate it. And Dallas, thank you for taking care of Johnny and putting him out there. And again, the way things are going, we're going to be running through you a lot, it seems like, this year. Our footsteps are kind of crossing the same paths.
That's a good thing.
And we like that because you're one of our... Brian, hit the mute button. You're one of our favorites. So we got somebody going, wait, he told me I was one of his favorites. Yeah, you're one of our favorites. So we appreciate it. You're a great entertainer, but you're even a better man. So we appreciate that.
Thank you for all that. Thank you very much.
With that, folks, that was Johnny Collier with us tonight. We appreciate Johnny being here. Check him out. Go on JohnnyCollier.com. Find out where he's playing. You definitely want to go see him live and buy his music, buy his merchandise, help support this man. Also, the venues that he performs at, he'll have them listed on his site. Go support the venues. They really need it, folks, after what we just went through in 2020. These venues are crying for you to get back out. We were so happy to see Jeff at the local on Saturday, and he was packed. I was so glad for what he went through during 2020 to see him trying to recover some of it back. So, Jeff, you got a great venue up there. So, people, if you're in Nashville, go check out the local. It's on Nashville's West End, so check it out. So, Jeff, I just threw you a free promo, so you owe me a cheeseburger. So, there you go. With that, we want to thank Chris at heatfmradio.com out there in New York. Thank you, Chris, for sharing your music with us and our music with you, as well as alabamajams.com, based out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Thank you, guys. And then, Brian, thank you for producing the show. As always, you do a masterful job. And I'm going to have to tell you, Brian, thank you for introducing us to Johnny.
Yes.
Johnny's music about 6 years ago. Johnny a year ago today I got to meet finally. So thank you, Johnny.
Thank you to Johnny
Brian.
for introducing himself to me. About 25
Are you
years
needing
ago,
a new T-shirt yet, or what?
For that, we wouldn't all be here today.
Well, like I said, when I met Brian and we started talking about the radio station, there was two people he put up, a band and an artist. Two people. He said, we got to get these people on the station. We got to get part of these people. And it was Johnny Collier and Sugar Line Blue. And we got both of them on the station, and they're both doing just wonderful. So thank you, Brian, for getting us with Johnny.
Yep.
So, Johnny, you take care. We'll see you soon. And for my daughter, Holly, which was up there in Indianapolis, I love you. I'll see you actually in less than a month, or right at a month. I've got a son getting married up there, so I'll be up there for a wedding. And then, Rebecca, the Velvet One, I'll see you here shortly. So for Steve, the Colorado kid, who's heading to Colorado.
Yep.
He's going to be giving us all kinds of stories what's going to be happening out there. We're tickled to death about that. We will take off and see you all next week. Stay tuned for the next Midnight Minute show. Bye.